Food isn't just fuel. It's a powerful force that shapes our emotions, memories, and even our identities. Imagine biting into a slice of pizza and suddenly feeling like a kid again, or the way the smell of freshly baked cookies can instantly lift your mood. That's not just nostalgia or coincidence, it's the psychological power of food at work. In this video, we are diving into how what we eat doesn't just nourish our bodies, but also influences our minds in ways you might not expect. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see food in a whole new light. Food has an incredible ability to transport us back in time, evoking vivid memories and emotions. This phenomenon is deeply rooted in the way our brains process sensory information. When we eat, our senses are engaged. We see the food, smell its aroma, taste its flavors, and feel its texture. These sensory inputs are powerful triggers for memory recall. The olfactory bulb, which processes smells, is directly connected to the amygdala and hippocampus, areas of the brain involved in emotion and memory. This direct link explains why certain foods can instantly bring back a specific moment from our past. For instance, the smell of freshly baked cookies might remind someone of their grandmother's kitchen, evoking feelings of warmth and comfort. Similarly, the taste of a particular dish might transport someone back to a family vacation or a significant life event. These emotional associations are not just random. They are deeply personal and often tied to our earliest experiences. The comfort derived from these foods is not just about the taste but about the emotional resonance they carry. It's why people often turn to familiar foods during times of stress or sadness, seeking the comfort of those positive memories. Moreover, food can also create new emotional associations. Sharing a meal with loved ones, celebrating special occasions, or even trying a new dish for the first time can create lasting memories. These experiences become intertwined with the food itself, making it a powerful symbol of those moments. For example, a couple might associate a particular restaurant with their first date, or a family might have a traditional dish they only eat during the holidays. These associations can make the food itself feel comforting and meaningful, far beyond its nutritional value. The power of food to trigger memory and comfort is also why certain foods are often associated with specific emotions. For example, chocolate is often linked to feelings of happiness and love, while warm, comforting foods like soup or mashed potatoes are often associated with feelings of security and nurturing. These associations are not universal, but they are common enough to be recognized across cultures. Understanding this psychological power can help us appreciate the role food plays in our lives, beyond just sustenance. It can also help us use food more mindfully, whether we are seeking comfort, celebrating a moment, or creating new memories. Food has long been a powerful tool for fostering social bonds and strengthening group identity. Sharing a meal is more than just about nourishment. It's a communal activity that brings people together, creating a sense of belonging and unity. This practice is deeply rooted in human culture and psychology. When people gather around a table, they engage in conversations, share stories, and create memories. These interactions help to build trust and understanding among group members. For instance, family dinners are a common practice in many cultures, where relatives come together to share food and strengthen their bonds. This ritual reinforces family values and creates a sense of unity among members. In many societies, communal meals are a cornerstone of social life. Potluck dinners, where each participant brings a dish to share, are a great example. These gatherings not only provide a variety of food but also encourage collaboration and mutual support. People from different backgrounds come together, bringing their unique culinary traditions. This exchange of food and stories fosters a sense of community and mutual respect. Similarly, religious and cultural festivals often revolve around food. For example, during Eid, Muslim families prepare and share special dishes, reinforcing their cultural and religious identity. These shared experiences create a strong sense of belonging and solidarity. Food also plays a crucial role in professional settings. Business lunches and team-building dinners are common practices in many companies. Sharing a meal in a relaxed environment helps colleagues to get to know each other better, fostering a sense of camaraderie and team spirit. This, in turn, can improve communication and collaboration in the workplace. Studies have shown that employees who share meals together tend to have better working relationships and higher job satisfaction. The act of breaking bread together can break down barriers and create a more cohesive work environment. Even casual coffee breaks or snack sessions can have a similar effect, providing opportunities for informal interactions and bonding. Moreover, food can be a powerful tool for social integration and inclusion. Community kitchens and food banks are examples of initiatives that bring people together around the shared experience of preparing and eating meals. These spaces often serve as hubs for social support and community building. They provide a safe and welcoming environment where people can connect, share their experiences, and support each other. For instance, in many urban areas, community kitchens offer cooking classes and shared meals, fostering a sense of community among participants. These initiatives not only address food insecurity but also promote social cohesion and mutual support. By sharing meals, people from diverse backgrounds can come together, learn from each other, and build stronger, more inclusive communities. Food has a profound influence on our behavior, acting as both a controller and a reward. This dynamic is deeply rooted in our psychology and biology. The brain's reward system, particularly the release of dopamine, plays a significant role in this process. When we eat something enjoyable, our brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This creates a positive feedback loop, encouraging us to repeat the behavior. For instance, the satisfaction from eating a favorite snack can drive us to seek out that snack again, even if we are not hungry. This reward mechanism is not just about pleasure, it's also about survival. Our ancestors needed to eat when food was available because they didn't know when the next meal would come. This led to the development of behaviors that encouraged overeating when food was plentiful. Today, this survival mechanism can backfire. With food readily available, we might overeat or choose unhealthy food simply because they trigger a dopamine response. Think about how easily a bowl of chips can disappear during a movie, or how a piece of chocolate can turn into a whole bar. Food also acts as a controller, shaping our behavior in subtle ways. For example, sugar can influence our mood and energy levels. After a sugary snack, you might feel a brief energy boost followed by a crash. This can lead to a cycle of snacking to regain energy, even if the food isn't nutritious. Similarly, caffeine in coffee or tea can control our alertness and focus. Many people rely on their morning coffee to feel awake and ready for the day. This control mechanism can become a habit, influencing our daily routines and behaviors. Moreover, food can be used as a tool for self-control. Dieting, for instance, is a form of behavioral control where food choices are regulated to achieve a specific goal, like weight loss. However, this can backfire if the diet is too restrictive. The brain may interpret the restriction as a famine, triggering cravings and overeating. This is why many diets fail in the long term. Instead, a balanced approach that allows for occasional treats might be more sustainable. It's all about finding a balance between control and reward. Scarcity psychology is a fascinating aspect of human behavior that explains why we often value things more when they're in short supply. This principle applies to food in a particularly powerful way. When we are hungry, our brain's perception of food changes. The same slice of pizza might seem utterly unappealing when you're full, but when you're starving, it can become the most desirable thing in the world. This isn't just about physical hunger, it's also about perceived scarcity. If you think there's not enough food to go around, your brain will start to value that food more highly, even if there's actually plenty. This phenomenon is deeply rooted in our evolutionary past. Our ancestors didn't have the luxury of knowing where their next meal was coming from. As a result, their brains evolved to place a high value on food when it was scarce. This ensured that they would do whatever it took to get it. Today, we might not face the same survival challenges, but our brains still react the same way. Ever noticed how a single cookie seems more tempting when you're on a diet? That's scarcity psychology at work. Your brain is telling you that this might be your last chance to indulge, so you'd better make the most of it. Scarcity psychology also plays a significant role in our food choices. When we think food is scarce, we tend to prefer high-calorie options. This makes sense from an evolutionary perspective. If food is hard to come by, you want to get as many calories as possible from each meal. This is why dieting can be so challenging. When you restrict your food intake, your brain starts to panic. It thinks food is scarce, so it makes high-calorie foods seem extra appealing. This is one of the reasons why crash diets often fail. They trigger scarcity psychology, making it even harder to stick to a healthy eating plan. Moreover, scarcity psychology can influence our behavior in social situations. Ever noticed how food seems to disappear faster at a party when there's only a little left? That's because people start to feel like they need to get their share before it's all gone. This can lead to overeating, as people try to satisfy their brain's urge to stock up while they can. Understanding this principle can help us make better food choices. For instance, If you're trying to eat healthier, it might help to serve meals on individual plates rather than putting dishes in the middle of the table. This can reduce the sense of scarcity and make it easier to control portions. Food is more than just sustenance. It's a powerful trigger for emotions and memories, deeply influenced by cultural conditioning. This conditioning shapes our emotional responses to specific dishes, often from a young age. For instance, in many Asian cultures, hot pot is more than just a meal. It's a symbol of togetherness and family bonding. The communal nature of eating from a shared pot creates a sense of unity and warmth, making it a dish that evokes strong emotional responses. In Western cultures, comfort foods like macaroni and cheese or chicken soup often bring back childhood memories. These dishes are typically associated with care and nurturing, as they are often prepared by parents or caregivers during times of illness or stress. The emotional response to these foods is so strong that even the smell of cooking macaroni and cheese can evoke feelings of comfort and security. This emotional connection is not just a personal preference, it's a learned response that has been culturally ingrained. Cultural conditioning also plays a significant role in how we perceive certain foods. For example, in many Eastern cultures, certain foods are believed to have healing properties. Ginseng, for instance, is often used in traditional Chinese medicine to boost energy and improve overall health. The emotional response to this food is not just about taste, it's about the belief in its healing powers. This belief is passed down through generations, creating a strong emotional connection to the food. Moreover, cultural conditioning can also influence our emotional responses to foods based on their symbolic meanings. In many cultures, certain foods are associated with specific events or rituals. For example, in Jewish culture, matzah is a symbol of the exodus from Egypt and is eaten during the Passover holiday. The emotional response to this food is not just about taste, it's about the cultural and religious significance it holds. This emotional connection is so strong that even the sight or smell of matzah can evoke feelings of nostalgia and cultural pride. Food has long been a tool for exerting control and influence. In many cultures, the act of feeding someone is tied to notions of care, obligation, and power. This dynamic is evident in various contexts, from family settings to institutional environments. For instance, in some cultures, the person who controls the food supply holds significant sway over others. This could be a parent, a religious leader, or even a political figure. The power lies not just in providing sustenance but in the ability to withhold it, creating a dependency that can be exploited. Consider the role of food in prisons. Mealtimes are strictly regulated, and the quality and quantity of food can be used as a form of punishment or reward. This control over nourishment reinforces the power dynamics between the authorities and the inmates. Similarly, in some religious communities, fasting and feasting are used to assert control over followers. The authority figures dictate when and what can be eaten, reinforcing their influence through the management of basic needs. In family settings, the power dynamics of feeding are often subtle but profound. Parents, especially mothers, are often seen as the primary providers of food. This role can translate into a form of control, where food is used as a tool for discipline or affection. For example, a mother might use food as a reward for good behavior or withhold it as a punishment. This dynamic can extend into adulthood, where family gatherings often revolve around meals, and the person who prepares the food holds a certain level of influence. The workplace also offers a glimpse into the power dynamics of feeding. In many corporate settings, the boss or manager might take the team out for a meal, reinforcing their authority and creating a sense of obligation among the employees. This act of feeding can be seen as a way to build loyalty and foster a sense of community, but it also serves to remind everyone of the hierarchy. The person who pays for the meal holds the power, both literally and figuratively. This dynamic is not limited to formal workplaces. In informal settings, such as community gatherings or social events, the person who provides the food often holds a position of influence. Food imagery is everywhere, from billboards to social media, and it's not just there to make your mouth water. Modern marketing has turned food into a powerful tool for psychological manipulation. Companies use high-quality, close-up images of food to trigger cravings and influence our eating habits. They know that seeing something delicious can make us want it, even if we are not hungry. This is why you might suddenly find yourself craving a burger after scrolling past a food Anno Domini. The colors in food imagery are carefully chosen to make food look more appealing. Bright, vibrant colors can make food seem fresher and tastier. For example, a red apple looks more enticing than a green one, even if they taste the same. Food stylists often enhance these colors to make the food look even more delicious. This is why the food in ads often looks more vibrant and appetizing than what you get in real life. Marketing campaigns also use food imagery to create emotional connections. They might show a family laughing over a home-cooked meal to make you associate their product with happiness and togetherness. Or they might use images of slim, beautiful people enjoying food to make you believe that their product can make you look that way too. These associations can be powerful, influencing not just what we eat, but how we feel about ourselves. Another trick is the use of portion sizes in food imagery. Ads often show large portions of food to make it look more indulgent and satisfying. This can lead us to expect bigger servings when we eat, contributing to overeating. Additionally, the way food is presented can make it seem healthier than it is. For example, a salad might be shown with a variety of colorful vegetables, but the dressing might be full of calories and fat. This can lead us to make unhealthy choices without realizing it. Our ancestors' survival depended on their ability to find and consume food. This basic need shaped their behaviors, preferences, and even their brains. Over millions of years, humans evolved to prioritize food because it was directly linked to survival. This evolutionary basis still influences our psychology today. The brain's reward system, for instance, is deeply connected to food. When our ancestors found a reliable food source, their brains released dopamine, a chemical that makes us feel good. This encouraged them to repeat the behavior. Today, this system can make us crave high-calorie foods, even when we don't need them for survival. It's a remnant of a time when finding calories was a constant challenge. Food scarcity was a common struggle for our ancestors. This led to the development of behaviors that helped them conserve and store food. For example, humans evolved to prefer sweet and fatty foods because they provided quick energy and were often scarce. This preference persists today, even though these foods are now abundant. It's a classic example of how our evolutionary past can influence our present behaviors. Moreover, the fear of food scarcity can still trigger anxiety in modern humans. This is why some people experience stress or panic when they think about running out of food. It's a leftover survival instinct from our ancestors, who had to ensure they had enough food to make it through lean times. Understanding this can help us manage these feelings better. It's also why some people struggle with overeating or hoarding food. These behaviors were once adaptive, but they can cause problems in today's world. So, there you have it. Food isn't just fuel for our bodies. It's a powerful force that shapes our minds and emotions. We've explored how it can bring back cherished memories, comfort us in tough times, and even influence our moods. Remember, the next time you're craving something, it might not just be your stomach talking, it could be your brain. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's your go-to comfort food? And why does it make you feel good? Share your stories in the comments below. And if you found this video as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-blowing insights into the world around us. Our next video will dive into another surprising aspect of everyday life, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy snacking and happy thinking.